Hello lovelies, this is Arielle from the Tree of Life Tarot, and today I would like to start with a teaching you a spread, one of my favorite spreads when somebody comes to you with the request that they're looking for love. So I already have the cards for a spread that I was doing. I kept the cards because again they're very interesting and they show a lot about card combinations. So just so you know, this will be a little bit maybe a little bit longer video, but hopefully it will be good again for teaching purposes. So for that spread, you shuffle the cards, yeah, and then you divide the cards into three like equal parts, yeah, three equal parts. Then you turn over the cards and you are looking at between the three cards that are at the top which part of the cards, which card has the highest number. Like the tower over here obviously is bigger than the Seven of Wands and the Two of Cups. So you take this is the potential of figuring out if this person is going to find love, whether it's new love, which is Ace of Cups, which came up here, or it's somebody else, somebody from the past, somebody like a soulmate from past life, which is Six of Cups. So you're looking at those cards and you're looking browsing here to see if one of the two indicative cards shows up. Over here we don't have it, so we obviously the Ace of Cups is already out, and if we had either Ace of Cups or the Six of Cups, this is an indication that a new love is like coming into that person's life and quickly. If not, then this is what you tell your client, like you have to do something else in order for the door for love to open up. And looking at those three cards, the Tower, Seven of Wands and Two of Cups, obviously that will mean that this person need to decide that love is a priority, and they need to stop looking at love as competition, as there is not enough women or there is not enough men, or I need to hunt for that person to to be mine, or I need to I have competition, I need to blow out the competition and play dirty in order to win in the war of love. And it's not war, and that's probably the erroneous type of thinking. But let's see where I want to show you how to lay down the cards if the the Six of Cups or the Ace of Cups shows up. Okay, so over here, that's a very good indication. I will do it. So when you see it, the other cards, you don't need them anymore. Now over here, this is the card where your spread is happening. So I'll lay down the cards on top of the others, and then I'll retrieve them. So this is the center. Okay, before that card, you lay down the card like this, and this is enough. If the front of the cards is not enough, you take out from the back, yeah. Then over here you continue like that, and these are the cards for you. So I'll take these cards. I hope you understood how to shuffle the cards, how to lay down the cards, and most importantly, if love is not in the cards for that person that comes to you, where is the love coming, you know? Then be honest with them and tell them that they need to do something else before the door for love is open for them. Now, I kept these cards for, you know, for a different reading because they're very interesting. They're really interesting. First of all, when you're reading those cards, let me see how I'm with time. Okay, I'm okay with time. These are not, how can I say, these are not good cards. You have the Ace of Cups, which is the card for new love, somebody showing up in your life, somebody you didn't know. But then you have the Death card, and you have the Devil. Then you have the Pregnancy card, the Empress. You have the card for indecision when it comes to finances, and then indecision when it comes to emotions. And then you have, you know, like being the card for being cornered and not, you know, not having a move. You have also the card of a young or younger person who's very judgmental, likes to frown upon people, likes to has good qualities, let's put it this way, has good qualities, can cut through bullshit as like a speed train, but at the same time is extremely judgmental whether they say it or not. And also you have the card of, you know, working and really you know working on your money again, but working and looking at, you know, what have I done with my life. So obviously, even though new love is coming, things don't look good, yeah, but this is only on let's say on a surface value. The entire spread has a a story to tell. That's the love story that is going to come into that person's life. And actually it looks not as bleak as it may look at first glance, because first of all, we're looking at that spread is the now, immediate future, and then again, that's not the kind of spread to look far into the future, like you just met someone or you're going to meet someone and is this going to be you know, the person for life for me. It's a good spread to say to show how things are going to start in a relationship. So obviously here you cannot see cards that are marriage cards or moving in together cards or some happily ever after, because again, in all new relationships there is lust, there is sex, there is passion, but blind passion like lust. And actually those two cards, the Empress and the Devil together, they're not, let's say if somebody is in a relationship for a long time and I see these, I would definitely tell them to run away and run for the hills. But for somebody you just met, this is a good card. This is steamy passion, and that's not a bad thing. Obviously this is the man and this is the woman in that spread. This is not a reading on a LBT, I don't know what. Anyway, this is for a man and a woman, so it will be a straight couple, obviously. And this really indicates that the woman will be accommodating, and she wouldn't mind that passion that is coming her way. And also, even though this is the card of indecision, it's also card of relationship. And the card of relationship, when coupled with the Ace of Cups, that really means, yes, it will be a relationship. It will be sexual relationship, looking like a sexual relationship, and most likely there will be a lot of sex involved, but it will be a legit relationship. It will not be, so what are we now? I don't know. Can we define each other? Can we have a talk or something like that? No, it will be a legit relationship. I'll, I'll come back to this card, because usually the first card and the last card in such a reading, they're important. The first card shows how the people are going to meet, and the second is going to show, the last is going to show when they're going to meet. But we're going to go back to this one now, later. Now, looking at the Death card, now this is very important card. Like the Devil, first of all, this spread has a way too many major arcana cards. So another thing to look in a reading is, when you look at the cards, like, what is more, the major arcana or the lower arcana? And over here it's like almost 50-50. And what that indicates is, things are not, let's say, random. Actually, things are more divinely set up. Let's put it this way. It's fate. But looking at the Devil, most likely karmic fate. So again, it is what it is. Sometimes you cannot choose it. So the Death card, after the Devil card, and I'll go back to this one. Yeah, this last combination, because again, it's also important. Looking at the Death card, what another thing that I am looking at in this spread is close to the center, close to the heart of the reading, which is the desire for love. And I'm looking at like this, like a cross here. And this is where I am looking at what's the real desire. And I'm looking usually for court cards or cards that are indicating a person. Now, again, lots of options, because even if you don't have a court card, especially for this reading, you need to have the person's like birth card, and you can calculate it from their birth time. So it's a very interesting like a choice of cards, because all these three cards, this is the Lover, and since I have the Empress here in this corner, this is the man in the relationship. So it will be a younger man, again, with good qualities, like being able to have a good judgment of character, good judgment of the situation. At the same time, very critical and judgmental. And over time, this is a huge problem in relationships. So this man obviously has something to work through, and maybe this is the relationship to work it through, I don't know. But looking at this card, where the page is looking at, the page is looking at towards the death card. So I don't even have to calculate what is the birth card of the person I'm reading on, because the page is looking at the death card. So the death card right now seems to me like a card for the person that I'm reading, and that card really is indicating a Scorpio. So on one hand we have a critical, judgmental, but man with some very good qualities as well. On the other side we have a deep, transformative woman with very strong energy, like the Death and the Empress. Usually that combination could also mean passing away, like the Death and Empress, or Death and Hierophant. Usually they mean someone passing away, and that's also possible. But in this case, the Death card is indicating that she's very sensual, very caring, very nurturing. This is her nature. At the same time, this is a Scorpio, so you cross them, they will make your life a living hell, and you would wish to have died, Again, that's all Scorpios, but so we have an indication of who and what type of people, what type of, let's say, lovers these two will be. That's an air sign also, by the way. Now, what else do we have? Okay, we looked at this one. Did we look at this? We looked at this combination. Now, okay, looking at that combination here, the Death and the Ace of Cups. Whenever you see the Death cards in a relationship, you need to your first thought must be, it's over. And right now we have the new beginning, the new relationship, the new love, and it's over before it begins, something like that. So whatever happens here, it will leave the lady of the reading here, it will leave her it will leave her feeling that, don't bother, nothing's gonna come up, it's not gonna work, gonna work. And this has something to do with her, at the beginning, which is, I do not deserve, I am not worthy. Again, this is something that she needs to transform to get to her full potential. He will feel like, because this is her side, this is his side, and this is what's going on. So relationship, lots of passion, and the end is here. So he is in a situation where he's kind of like, I'm with tight hands. There's nothing really I can do. I'm looking at love. I want love. I want to take that step, but my hands are tight. It feels like I have nothing. There is nothing I can do. And in the end, it is him. It is the guy who will be at this situation where in a relationship, in a commitment, but working towards looking at what else he can, let's say, he can get, what else is better for me. um, um, at the same time, looking at those three cards here again, love is in the center. Lovers and the devil. Lovers and the devil. I I think it was either lovers and the devil or lovers and death, being a dual personal card. I need to check that, but basically, I think those two are indicative of either her or him as a personal card. Again, not that big of a deal, but my hands are tied card with the lovers, which is enhanced with the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups is really paying a lot of is enhancing the energy of the lovers, of the relationship, the new relationship. And the new relationships where your hands are tied and the devil at the bottom, that really means a guy who's like literally mesmerized by that woman, you know. Again, she could be mysterious, she could like traveling. This is an indication of where they're going to meet, so it will be, I would say, a castle, because again, that's the thing that comes to mind first. And again, I'm with an open akasha right now for that situation, but it could it's most likely at a foreign land, so that again, it's not that indicative, but at a foreign land. So this guy, he's mesmerized, he's enchanted in a good way, in a healthy start of relationship, with good way, I would say, by this woman who is who's kind of mysterious, kind of has good qualities, and he's interested in her, he's looking at her. When you're looking at this spread, and the court cards are far from each other, let's say we have here a king and a queen, and they don't look at each other, so that is communication problems right off the bat when you're looking at at this spread, at the soulmate spread. And I think that's really it for this spread. Again, I wanted to share it with you for educational purposes, because it has a lot to tell, and it has a lot of interesting things that are happening here. And again, the devil and the death and the empress, they're not what the general meaning is. There is more to that. So do let me know what you think of this spread, and of course message me if you do this spread and how that works out for you. Appreciate it, and talk to you soon. Bye.